Stuff I've ordered for my puddle. You gonna name him Twig?
Oh, look at the little baby. And now look at the big baby.
Wah.
So I desperately wanted one of these Build-A-Bear Maribel dresses, but they were sold out online. So I decided to go ahead and make my own. I can't buy a new builder right now because it's a little pricey, but I have these ones I got when I was 4 and 5, and one of them should work just fine for a Maribel costume. So I'm going to go ahead and start with a couple different colors of blue fabric, so you can decide which shade you like the best. A pencil to mark on the fabric. I like the way Prismacolors mark fabric, it's just a personal preference. Some fabric scissors and a tape measure. And if you have clothes that fit your Build-A-Bear pretty good already, that's perfect. If not, no worries. So this is a pleated skirt, and we're going to do a circle skirt for the base, just because I like how full it is. But you can measure the top of the circle skirt or her waist to see which is easier for you. So I'm doing mine about 14.5 inches, so it's going to fit her tight, but not too snug. And I'm going to go ahead and trace that out, or put it into a calculator so I can find the radius. That's what we're going to use for our skirt. So 14.5, and we're going to divide it by 2 pi, which is 6.28. And once we get that answer, we're going to go 2.3 inches away from the center for our waistband. So line up your fabric just like this. You want to fold it on the crease so that you have one flat side. This is scrappy, so it's kind of uneven, but that's okay. So we're going to go ahead and start lining it up here. Find the center of your fabric. I'm measuring mine about 9 inches in to mark it. And that's just so I have room for a 6-inch skirt plus the 2.3 inches of center waistband. Now, I'm not cutting any corners here, and I'm not going to run out of fabric. So I marked that piece, and now we're going to measure approximately 2 inches away from it. It's going to be 2.3 eventually, but I like to cut down versus have too much cut off. So I'm going to start marking about 2 inches away and a half circle all the way around. And once I do that, I'm just going to go ahead and pin it because I don't want the fabric layers to move. You can try taping it or just pinching it tight. Let's give that a quick pin. And I'm also going to trace all of the dots in that semicircle so that they're all connected. And once I do that, I'm ready to start tracing out the skirt itself. Alright, so now I'm going to measure out about 6.5 inches away from that semicircle, mark it out in lots of places, and trace all the lines together. Then you can cut out both lines, and there you have your base for the circle skirt. Next video I'll show you how to begin attaching it to make the waistband and everything, so come back next time. Thanks for watching. Hi, and welcome to part 2 of my DIY Encanto Build-A-Bear dress. So in the last video we made the bases of the skirt, and I decided not to take in the waist anymore because I actually feel like it fits really well. So I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to take the skirt off the bear, and we're going to start on the actual waistband now. So I cut mine on a bias because my skirt, or my fabric, was already at an angle. If yours isn't, it's probably not going to be the end of the world. I cut my strip about 15 inches or so. I would possibly do a little bit more as I was cutting mine a tiny bit close, but it worked. So I'm going to take that, and I'm going to go ahead and iron both the skirt and the waistband now because they're pretty wrinkly. So after I get the skirt iron, I'm going to iron the waistband, and I'm going to go ahead and press it in the center. That way I have it pretty equal on both sides. And then I'm going to take in the edges and pull them in. I'm not sure how to explain this. Basically, I'm going to take them both and fold them into it so that both edges are meeting in the middle. I'm going to press it that way so it's easier to pin onto the skirt. If you guys are interested, I can post a video about a couple different ways to pin it. But this is what mine looks like before I sew. I'm going to take it over to my sewing machine, and if you don't have a sewing machine, you can stitch this by hand. It's just going to take you a little while. So I'm going to take the arm off of my sewing machine so it's a little easier to get it on there. And this is really hard to do one-handed. But I finally get it on there, and I go ahead and I start, and I'm just going to do a straight stitch all the way down. You can do a zigzag or something else if you'd like to. I'm just keeping it simple. So I'm going to get that all sewn up, and this is what it looks like so far. I'm going to try it on our bear, make sure it still fits, and I think it's starting to look really good. It is a little bit longer than I want. So I originally was going to do a 6-inch skirt. This is about 7 inches here, but I decided I'm going to make it closer to 5.5. So I mark where I want it to be, and then I mark a little bit of a seam allowance. And I'm just going to cut off that extra strip at the bottom and put it over to the side. Now I'm going to start rolling up the hem, and I'm just going to do a really simple rolled hem, which I'm rolling as I go. It's a pain in the butt to do, and it will curve a little bit, but not as much. If you want a tutorial on that, just let me know in the comments. Once I get that, I'm going to go ahead and iron it out and try it on the bear, see how we're doing. And I think it looks fantastic right now. The inside's a little messy, but the outside looks really nice. And here's where we're at so far. I still need to add all the detail to the skirt, and there will be a shirt part coming really soon. I hope you like it. I hope it's working for you. And come back next time to see how we finish it.